All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
All right, welcome back in. It is hour number 2 of OTB. We had a lot going on at the start of the show, so let's continue with what we were talking about, but also let's get this hour number 2 started.
It's time to get glowing, courtesy of GoFlow IV Spa, where hydration, vitamins, and a summer-ready glow are always on tap. Now, for starters.
Yeah, look, we just didn't want you to be angry at our friends over at GoFlow to start the show, right? GoFlowIV.com
We waited.
is the website. And look, if you want to go ahead and get hydrated, or maybe you had a longer night than you expected and you want to go feel a little bit better, it is always a good idea to go see them over at GoFlowIV.com, 225-953-8150.
Yeah, you need a little energy. The show's a little down right now. Everybody's a little down. Everyone's a little upset. Hey, how about a little shot of B12 to get your week started? I might go see that a little bit later this afternoon. So go get yourself an IV. Go get vitamized. Go get hydrated right there. Jefferson, near Bocage. GoFlow IV Spa.
All right, so I'm trying to find it where it was in the chat. I can't really find it. Let's see. Oh, right, there it is. From Jared, and you mentioned this earlier, but I didn't even know you were talking about one singular game. And Jared asked, what's the number of passes behind the line of scrimmage we have to be leading the SEC? I'll look up that number as Matt's talking here. But
In the
Matt,
SEC, yeah.
well, I don't even know, leading, but I'll tell you exactly how many it is. But Matt did mention 11, not this year, 11 in this game.
In this past game. 38 pass attempts.
We're at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, 38 pass attempts against Ole Miss, 11 of them behind or at the line of scrimmage, which, means screens. You're not going to throw a real pass route at the line of scrimmage it could be a check down or swing route, but 11 pass routes behind the line of scrimmage. If you take those pass attempts away, our passes down the field, we were at 40% completion, which, if you're doing the math on that, that's called losing football right there.
42 for the year.
42 total passes behind the line of scrimmage.
42 passes at or behind the line of scrimmage.
And we did that. We broke the first 3 weeks down, I believe, before the Southeastern game, us kind of making our case, like something's not right. The game plan has changed based on something that is not right. We don't know what it is. Then the ab stuff came out. We were hoping he wouldn't play. I don't know if it actually would have helped. I have no idea. We don't know the details of it. But all we could tell you, based on a game plan, based on these stats of how many passes behind the line of scrimmage, how many screen passes, the lack of production down the field, even the lack of attempts. We had a lot more attempts this past week, but maybe we shouldn't have. Because it wasn't good down the field. That's something, based on all that, something's not right. And we talked about it hour 1. If you're just joining us, we're talking about Garrett Nussmeier's lack of production, and we can all see it. Not playing well. Passing game is not a threat. And if that's your biggest threat, and it's not a threat, it's not a good situation.
Well, it is your biggest threat because right now you're not threatening anybody in the run game.
No, there's not one person in the SEC or outside the SEC, for that matter, I guess, because Southeastern sure wasn't, that is afraid of your running game.
Yeah,
they're not afraid of how your linemen are blocking it. They're not afraid of the scheme. They're not afraid of the footwork your linemen are using. They're not afraid of the footwork the running backs are using. We've seen running backs miss holes, miss reads, but we've also seen them not have any holes or reads to make. So there's not just one thing to point out in this whole situation. The easy thing, the easy pickings is, play calling or, Nussmeier's production. Something's not right with Nussmeier. I don't know if we'll probably never know, but I can tell you it's got to be a fact, right? There's no way that it's not based on what we've seen. Now, if this was his first year starting, I'd just be like, oh, he's just not very good, I guess. But we know he is.
Yeah.
It's not just what he's done in the past is not an accident. And it's certainly not an accident that this big of a drop-off in his production and the way it looks. But there's not just one thing to point at on the offense. It's everything. Literally everything. Aaron Anderson has been the bright spot, the absolute biggest bright spot of the offense this season, and he goes down early in the game.
Yeah, he went down, and, he's that guy that you go to in, like, any clutch situation. Certainly that's been the point of emphasis in every clutch situation over really the last year and a half there. But, there's so many different things that you could point out offensively right now, and most of them, if not all of them, are negative.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of what, at times, like if I was to pick out a positive, there was clean enough pockets at most of the game to be able to throw out of. But then it turns right back into the frustrating part of having a clean pocket to throw out of.
Yep. And I think it's probably like if you're listening out there, you're like, man, this is a real negative right now because we lost. Like if we would have somehow pulled it off, which we easily could have pulled the game off, right?
Yeah.
One play here, 2 plays here, whatever it is, easily could have played. The tone's a lot different. And I get that. And you're absolutely right. The tone's always different when you lose, according to when you win. Loses highlight everything even more. But there's been deficiencies we've talked about every single week. Now, you highlight a lot more positive because everything is still, because it hasn't like jumped up to bite you just yet. There have been deficiencies on the offense all year long. We haven't seen any on the defense this year. This is, they would probably tell you the worst defensive performance, and it was still pretty good. It was still winning defense, winning football out there on the defense.
I know the yards they gave up, but they were on the field for 90 plays. 90
plays. 50 in the first half.
90 plays.
Mm-hmm. Sure, you can say, get off the field.
A.J. Halsey, who's on the field for 88 plays, played incredible, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, A.J. Halsey was a dude out there. I thought P.J. Woodland played great. Like, he made the adjustment, right? They were one-on-one coverage. They were throwing those back shoulders. The referees weren't letting them hand fight. And so, look, and you have to play to how they're officiating the game. And then he figured it out, and he went out there, and he made a hell of a play on an interception and almost took it all the way back. I thought TaMarcus Cooley played another great game. Like, there's performances on the defense that are winning football. Now, do you want to get off the field on third down? Absolutely. That was the story of the game for you on the defensive side of the football. They were 50%. They were 8 of 16 on third down. But when you pair it with kind of the game flow and things you had to do to win the game, I thought there was enough winning plays on defense to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say. Can't say the same thing about offense.
Yeah, for sure. There was enough, especially going against that team. There almost the secondary was not that good. They looked pretty good. They looked the part. They played fast. They played quick, but they shouldn't have been able to match up with our offense and our talent. But yeah, it's easy after a loss. I get it. It's easy pickings to come in here and talk negative. And if we would have won, maybe it's way more positive, obviously. But that was the first time all the deficiencies that we have seen and kind of talked about and pointed out, and all the fans can see it. Even when you're winning a game, if you can't run the ball, if you can't do this, if you can't throw it deep, all these different things. There's always hope that it's going to change and it's not going to bite you in the butt and put a loss in the loss column. Like there's always kind of hope. Like, we're doing this bad, but we just got to change this. Well, if you don't change it, eventually it's gonna catch up to you. Yeah. And then at that point, once it does catch up to you, and it's like, well, we didn't make the adjustments. We didn't make the changes. We didn't get better here. We didn't go through our mistakes last week and cut those mistakes out. And then you get a loss in the loss column that you shouldn't have. And yes, the defense, that's our identity this year. Defense is our identity. I didn't have that on the bingo card, but it is. And that's just the fact of the matter. So it's easy to highlight, man, you got to get off third down. But they did play winning football. Ole Miss made some plays. Lane Kiffin made a couple of good play calls. I still don't think that Chambliss is a championship caliber quarterback. I think Ole Miss will lose a couple of games this year. I was trying to find a positive way to end that.
Oh, no.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
I will say, obviously the one drive for the defense was in the fourth quarter where you gave them, 50 yards free. You gave them penalty yards, and I think that was it was a touchdown drive. But Wes Weeks, it's about to be 2nd and 20, right? And he's rushing the passer, and he does a good job of forcing a throw, and it's an errant throw, and you push him at the end, and you get 15 yards. And that drive, they ended up getting 50 penalty yards, so half the field in a penalty situation. Like that was one. That one hurt as much as any of them because you had plays, obviously, that you were going out there, you were successful, you had the right call, and then unfortunately, I have to go back and see exactly when that.
I think the biggest,
how many plays that
from a
drive
defensive
was.
standpoint, the biggest negative takeaway that I took from the game was our lack of communication and our missed assignments in the pre-snap lineup off of a timeout.
Yeah,
I believe I counted it 2 times out of a timeout on the field. Where it was a big play, either third down, or maybe it was a 2-point conversion. I can't remember what it was. That we had to line up, and they motioned. We didn't make an adjustment. And there was one time there was 2 defenders to cover 3 receivers out to the right. They just didn't make so. I think the communication. I don't know what happened. You would think it's the best time to be prepared is coming out of a timeout because you get to talk to the coaches face to face. Everyone's huddled up, talking to their position coaches, talking about, all right, this is the defense we're running. If they motion here, this is what we're doing. If they stay in this formation, this is how we're attacking it. I think that was probably the only part of the day that I was like real disappointed in on the defense was just simple things, lining up right on defense, coming out of a timeout. Those are the only 2 things. Like, there's other things, the third down efficiencies, some PI calls, things like that you could really harp on. But like those are combative penalties. Those are combative mistakes. Like, your guys are trying, they're holding them to a minimal amount of points. Your offense is getting 3 and out, so we're on the field a lot. We're tired, we're exhausted, but we're fighting through it. But like a mental error from that standpoint was really the only thing that I was like, man, we got to clean that part up.
Yeah, it was that second quarter touchdown drive that I was talking about. It was 5 plays, 70 yards, and I believe 50 of it was from penalty yards because you had them on their 30-yard line. You get a stop for no gain. They get a holding call, so now it backs it up to the 20-yard line. So it's 1st and 20. It was going to be an incomplete pass, and that's when Wes Weeks gets a 15-yard penalty for roughing the passer. So they get it back on the 35, and then you've got incompletion. Now you're at 3rd and 10, but you get an offsides penalty, so now it's 3rd and 5. Okay, so another penalty, and then they complete a pass for 12 yards. And then they complete another pass before you get a 14-yard penalty and then a 15-yard penalty. And then you have a 15-yard touchdown run. So, I mean, that drive, that's really the one. That's our first touchdown. So you just start to play the what-if game, and we always play it, right? What if you don't get the initial roughing the passer and 2nd and 20? That's not a quarterback that you want to live 2nd and 20 if you're Ole Miss, right? That's not his skill set. So those are the kind of plays that we're talking about because you give them new life. They get it back out to the 35, and then here they go. And then, you get 2 pass interference penalties in that drive as well. That's a big moment in the game. Yep. I mean, because you're talking about second quarter, you're up. You're up 7-3, and then, it's only 1:40 off the clock there. I believe that's what the time of possession was. Yeah, 1:40 in that drive. And, again, 50 of the 70 yards from penalties.
I'm sure if we stopped them right there, we would have lined up, gone under center with a fullback, run it about 50 yards down the sideline. It would have been a big play.
All right, touche.
After that, big play action fake, dime piece down the field. Hey, you want to know something positive? I would say most everyone here projected LSU to be 10-2. So, got one to give still.
You got a mulligan?
We got a mulligan.
You got a mulligan.
So, hey, not bad. Not bad. I projected us 11-1, so.
You did.
Got to win out, but everyone else was 10-2. So, guess what? Nobody expected us to go undefeated, did we?
All right, so of your next 6 games to go 5-1, you got 7 games. Well, I'm not going to be that disrespectful to Western Kentucky. You've got South Carolina at home. You got Vanderbilt on the road. They look pretty good. You got Texas A&M at home. They look pretty good. You got at Alabama. That game certainly looks different now.
Oh, boy.
Might have burned that one down a little too soon. You've got Arkansas at home. Who knows when you have an interim coach what that's going to look like. You've got Western Kentucky at home, and then you're on the road to Oklahoma. That's what you have coming up.
I don't love
Obviously,
how good Ty Simpson is at football. Doesn't make me happy.
They are definitely not burning.
Yeah, because he turns out he's a really good quarterback. Can really spin that thing. Who would have saw that coming? We certainly did. They might have burned, but they're rebuilding. They're rebuilding fast.
Yeah, it's not one of those
the
that goes
Romans.
down to the stud situations.
No, they've rebuilt, and it looks like they've built pretty strong too. They looked really good. Ty Simpson played really good football. I was watching that. I was impressed with all the decision making, his timing, his footwork. Just looked under control of the offense, looked control of his reads, and when he spun it, he threw a post that was beautiful. That was dropped.
All right, stop,
Okay.
stop, just stop. No more nice things about.
Yep.
All right, before we take this break, I want to remind you about our friends over at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Go to the website, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com, 225-4GD Wood, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. right there on Drusilla Lane in Baton Rouge. Again, yourgoodwood.com, 225-4GD Wood. That is the phone number. Give them a call. Book that consultation today. All right.
All the kids have been dropped off, by the way. Carpool is over.
Okay. That is
we
good.
can say light curse words every now and then.
Okay, light curse words. When do we come back here on OTB?
Off the bench.
Light ones, though, bud.
Light.
Yes,
between you and Patrick Willis, we got to be real careful about some of the stuff y'all say. Go to centralplumbing.org, 225-925-8552, 24/7 emergency service number. Weekend, holidays, game day, does not matter. They'll be there for you, but it's not only in Central, and it's not only in emergencies. Now, the greater Baton Rouge area, we are talking to you. Not only in emergencies, because you can upgrade. You can remodel with them at your home or your business. You go tankless today with a tankless water heater. Never run out of hot water. Again, centralplumbing.org.
Central Plumbing, the Payne family, man, they have been the experts. They have been doing this a long time in the Baton Rouge area, and they are the experts. So if you got a project going on, if you have a renovation at your house, maybe you're building a renovation at your workplace, whatever it is, commercial, residential, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how big, how small the project is. Central Plumbing is your answer, and 24/7 emergency service, 225-925-8552, centralplumbing.org.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in, OTB. Monday morning.
Have we ever looked forward to a Tuesday before? It's kind of how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we've ever looked forward to a Tuesday. You got to have some tough conversations with yourself during this bye week, offensively, and for the offensive staff, for the offensive personnel. And I understand you got to get people healthy, because there's something going on, right?
Don't know what it is.
You got to get people healthy. Your right tackle before this game gets hurt in pregame warmups, and he's out of the game. Your quarterback's dealing with something. Your starting running back is dealing with an ankle. Your center, who's playing through an ankle, right? Now, those are not excuses. Like, if you're out there, you're telling me you're good enough to play, you got to play. And you got to play. And if you're not, you can't play. That's another part of it. If you're not healthy enough to help your team, like, you got to, man, I mean, it sucks. I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to do it. So,
but you can't ask the kid.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, but, hey, you want to play?
Yeah, because I'm gonna meet him. I'm like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm literally looking like I remember I had whatever injury, like knee or plantar fasciitis. It's like you got like a peg leg, basically, walking like a pirate out there. Can you go? Yeah, I'm good.
For sure, I'll give you everything I got.
Right. So get healthy and get innovative and get something that works. When I say get innovative, that doesn't mean double reverse screen pass. Like, that's not what that means. Innovation can be from what we're talking about, like getting in 23 personnel and saying, hey, you know what? We're not very good at running the football out of shotgun. We're not very good at running it out of pistol. We got to do something. Well, that's a something. So innovation does not mean trick them.
No.
That's not what we're talking about.
No, it's, tighten it up a little bit. Innovation can be simplifying. It can be going back to basics and teaching the basics a lot better. And look, I think it's easy pickings to sit here and complain and point fingers at play calling or play design. We got to do this, we got to do that, because you, as fans, as people watching something, that we have no way to control an outcome of a game. All we can do is cheer and complain, right? That's football. That's fandom. That's what makes this game great. Those are the things that we can do. That's the only thing that we can control, because we can't control an outcome. But it's easy to say play calling this. And what I heard a lot this weekend, and what I've seen a lot in the chat today and on the socials, is a lot of talk about the 2-point conversion play.
Mm-hmm.
How it was, the worst play call they've ever seen in their lives. It was awful. It was brutal, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think I would have called a different play myself. But, Taylor, I'd like to go to the tape if we can. And let's just look at this 2-point conversion play. You see all the time, you see teams that will run the ball on 2-point conversion plays. And we talked about it the other day. Like, if your back's against the wall, if you have a 2-point conversion play throughout the week and it's game plan, I talked about the play calling chart. Like, there's a 2-point conversion and a gotta have it. It's the same section. It's called 2-point / gotta have it. And that is, those are the plays. You got like 3 of them. If you run out of those 3, you go back to number 1 and you do them over. So this is the play. Like, we got to have it. This is the play we're going to run, because we've seen what we've seen on defense, how they like to line up. They're going to give us a 4-man front. They're going to put 1, maybe 2 people in the box. So that's the play that we chose this week. And a lot of people are complaining about that and the execution. Like, you don't want to hand the ball off to somebody, 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. All of those are valid points that people make. But at the end of the day, you have to execute the play. Everybody does. So we're going to watch this play, and I want you to watch our left tackle. If our left tackle makes a simple block, the ball carrier walks into the end zone. Our left tackle whiffs, okay? So it's easy for everyone watching, who we're not going back and rewinding this thing over and over, be like, that's the worst play call I've ever seen in my life. That was terrible, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, whether it's a good play call or a bad play call,
you got to execute the play call.
If we touch the defensive end, if our left tackle touches him, he doesn't touch him.
Maybe whisper to him or something.
Maybe whisper to him. And we're going to go to the back here. He does not touch him, and he makes the play in the backfield. Yes, Bauer Sharp doesn't make a great block cross-keying across the line of scrimmage, but that guy doesn't make the play if 8 is able to hit the hole full speed. And he doesn't touch him.
Yeah, there's nowhere, yeah.
And I want you to watch. And we're going to go back. He doesn't touch him.
Why is he stepping back?
I don't know. I don't understand what his footwork is off.
He's hinging.
Right.
Why are you hinging? You're the play side tackle.
Yeah, you just fire off. I don't know if he – so I've seen 71 get confused a few times on schemes. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he thinks – I don't know if he got the call that Bauer Sharp wasn't going across. Mm-hmm. But then let's go back and look at it. Let's just – now that we've seen the back end, if you go through it, if he just touches the left tackle, 8 has a really good shot. I would say a good ball carrier like that, he's scoring that 80% of the time.
Yeah. Because Anderson actually does a nice job at receiver at going down.
Talking about right through here. He's going to hit the hole right here. Yeah, Bauer shot. And you're going to say, Bauer, the guy that Bauer, he would have made the play. But no, he's going to be hitting it.
And I've been in that situation that Bauer Sharp's in, coming across the formation. He's trying to line it up too soon. He's trying to line it up and chop his feet, and that's where you get in trouble because they're coming like a bat out of hell off the edge. So you like Bauer just to go right now. Yeah. So I'm with you. Like, it's not what I would have called either. I don't like it, but
and there's a lot of plays that we could go through. And it's everything. It's not just one person. It's not just the play caller. It's not just the quarterback. It's not just the left tackle. It's not just whoever. There's everybody. There's mistakes all the way through film. And that's football. Like, even when you blow somebody out, you can go through and pick 15, 20 plays out that someone made a mistake that could have been a big play. It just gets highlighted in a loss. But I had to say that because that's all I hear about is like the bad play call on that 2-point conversion. Okay, whether it was or whether it wasn't, if you make a baseline block, a block that gets taught on day one, just fire off and hit the defensive end. You don't even have to you don't have to make a great block. Just touch him.
Yeah.
Just touch him.
Give outside hand presence on his shoulder.
Something. I think he slapped his wrist when it came by.
Pick out another random play. Like, I really don't care. And I promise y'all, like,
how much time we
it doesn't matter. I don't care. Only one person.
All right, we talked about it earlier. Let's go to the first drive. Let's just watch the first 3 plays. We went 3 and out. First drive of the game. Hold on, we're connected. Hey, but the good news is
the 3 plays for 4 yards.
The good news is that the screen thing is working. Just takes a little long. All right, we're good. All right, so this is play 1 of the game. So we talked about the first 15, scripting the first 15. So, all right, we're coming out. Joe Sloan's like, all right, let's get started. Let's get a good completion to our quarterback. Little 3-step drop. We're going to take an out. If the out route's there to the field, we're going to take it. My concern is, okay, we did complete the pass.
Well, actually, they reviewed it.
They reviewed it. Okay, that's right. You're right. Yeah. I'm sorry.
They called it a completion, then they reviewed it.
But I will say this. First play of the game, you got a lot of nerves flowing. I get it. And sometimes you misread. You got a little tunnel vision on the first play of the game. But all day long, this pass should go the out route. This is a minus on Garrett. It should be 3-step drop, out route. You got cover 3, corners bailing. No way that Nickel Sam's going to get to that outside guy. You should be ripping the out route.
Yeah.
But it's okay. He still put it on there. I'd like to see Bauer Sharp just stick his foot in the ground. And boom, stick your foot in the ground. Yeah. I tell my kids this all the time.
All the time.
Like, stick your foot in the ground. Don't drift up the field. Boom, stick your foot in the ground. That's on the throw. Okay. You didn't make your first read. Fine. You came back, made a good read, made a good throw. Bauer Sharp, got to stick your foot in the ground. That's on you, Bauer.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll look from the back end. I don't like Garrett's footwork here. He's getting a little hoppy. I saw Ty Simpson do this a lot the other day, like on a 3-step drop, put that back foot in the ground. You want to put that back foot in the ground, create power, and be ready to rip it. Garrett's kind of hopping here and relying on only arm. Hop, and then he's just throwing with his arm. Don't love that, but first play of the game, a lot of nerves, a lot of different things happening. I don't think I ever looked good first play of the game either. All right, so we've run this play a bunch. This is so now we're second down, 2nd and 10. All right. Press. Cut.
That's a good play.
It's a good play.
It's a good run by
outside
zone.
Outside zone. Watch from the back here. Outside zone. You press the outside zone. You want to press that outside, that C gap, D gap.
That's a great run.
It is a great run. Press. That's perfect. That's
go back.
Well executed. Yep.
Also, like, you'd like the center guard. You like that combo block to be cleaner.
Yeah,
like, that's got to be. And right now, that's just like, why are you pushing your own guy in his back right now? Like, go help him and then get to your guy.
Yeah.
Why are we waiting?
Yeah,
get to your guy. He's got him. He is fully got. He is outside the guard. You can't do anything.
Yep.
Go right now. Like, there's no waiting. There's no wait. Like, there should be no waiting by Moore right there. Go right now. Get to your guy.
The only thing I don't like, left tackle here, he's got to work up to 6. There's a nub corner on the backside. He gets his eyes to the corner after the snap, which I don't love. He gets his eyes to the corner. He shouldn't. Got to be disciplined. You're just working up and getting to 6. Yeah. Now, 6 makes a play, But that's an impossible block by 71. You're not going to like cut him off inside.
Right.
So, but good play. I mean,
Yeah, good run by Thomas.
and,
for
and
sure.
when we say press it, what you want to do, what a good zone team does, you watch the good NFL teams, running backs are taught to press the line of scrimmage wide until the cutback presents itself. And it never presents itself. You keep going.
Yeah.
And he does a great job. Look at Xavion's eyes. They're outside press. Boom. Perfect. Stick your nose in there. Love it. Great play. All right, third down. Third down conversion. What were we? 2 of 15, 2 of 16, something like that. Third down was piss poor. Okay. All right, make a couple of line adjustments. So it's a 3-man rush here. We got a triple slant combination up top, which I've never loved a triple slant. I think the outside guy should run about a 5-yard in route on the triple slant. Pretty good coverage, pretty good throw, but I guess the key of this right here, they're dropping 8. So if you're running 4 receiver routes, becomes a 5 receiver route with a back leaking out against 8 guys, advantage defense, right? But guess what? They can't hold up forever unless left tackle gets whiffed on. 3. So there's a couple of things here that I don't like. Of course, I don't like left tackle getting beat one-on-one that fast. You're throwing a 3-step slant route and he gets destroyed. But I was texting y'all during the game. Garrett can help himself here. So it's a 6-man protection because 8 stays in. He stays in to block. You can see it. He's keying his guys. There's no reason not to fan the left side here. Fan out your left guard, your left tackle to the 2 most dangerous, and put your back on number 30. What they do is they end up 4-man sliding. So left guard, center, right guard, right tackle, 4-man sliding to the right and leaving left tackle one-on-one. Avoid one-on-one blocks as much as you can, especially in the quick game. That's what I always say. So there's no reason not to fan this out. So if they fan this, even if 71 whiffs, 65's there to help him inside. And I don't know if he thought he had a fan and could just set outside and let him swim under, but you see a 4-man slide to the right, creates a one-on-one. The guy gets beat. Garrett can help himself with this protection call. It's a 3-step drop. There's really no reason to 4-man slide.
Yeah, I'd also
just
like
fan it out.
It's tough, I guess, because of different levels. But maybe Juwan can give some presence to his left tackle. He's going through the same gap where the free rushers, right there, just a rib shot.
Yeah, he can. That's true. And then I go back to the wide view here.
Again, that's not Juwan Johnson's responsibility. That's not his guy. He's not thinking that right now because he's got protection responsibilities. But you also have to know that guy's got a free path to the quarterback. You got to take that hit off your quarterback.
Yep. This is just football nerd stuff here. I don't like Trey Dez's route on this. He has like a quickie slant. That's what they call that. The third guy on a triple slant. He's got a cross face at 30 down here. Anywho,
well,
that's it.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Did we have a good punt?
I don't remember. There was one that went on the side of his foot.
What was the hang time?
Chadwick's actually been good this year. Which
There we go.
wasn't great
Perfect.
in full camp.
There we go.
But he's been really good this year.
Hey, Tiger fans.
Special teams was the highlight of the game Saturday. Just kidding. I actually don't think that the defense had that bad of a game. I think they were just out on the field forever.
No, I think
they were
the
just
defense made winning plays.
Yes.
Oh,
If you're nitpicking, you can say some of the third downs for sure. But the defense made winning plays with winning effort. Your DBs played really good.
Mm-hmm.
They made adjustments within the game.
Yeah.
Things that weren't going their way, they adjusted and made plays based off of that.
Yep. And look, we just showed you 3 plays. That was the first 3 plays. There was nothing wrong with the scheme of any of those plays. There's nothing wrong with the game planning of any of those plays. It was a little bit of execution, little things you can tighten up from protection call here. Run a sharper route. Bauer Sharp needs to put his foot in the ground. I thought the running play was a successful play. Just got to execute it. There's little things as a quarterback or as an offensive line that you can do to help yourself. Left tackle gets beat, but look, we can fan that side and give him a little help.
Yeah.
Let's not make things too hard.
And again, football is the ultimate. You got to do more than your job says. It's just the way it is. You have to be able to read and react sometimes. And I'd like to see the running back just give him a shot to the ribs. Because I know. Look, you could tell he wasn't in a hurry to get out in his route. He had protection. He's looking. Then he gets out. Man, you got to feel that, and you got to put your elbow right in that rib, and you take a shot off your quarterback, and you keep him clean. Now, I don't know if it gets completed. I don't know that affected it, but it takes a shot off your quarterback. So there's a lot of stuff. We'll take a break. More OTB when we come back here on this Monday morning.
Off the bench.
All right, Trash. Woo. Trash Rangers. TrashRangers.com. Sign up for commercial residential service. Also, we've been telling you about over the last couple of days, the sanitation department now. Matt's going to tell you a little bit more about that. I'll tell you about the roll-off dumpsters, 3 different sizes to choose from. Big jobs made easy with roll-off dumpsters, fast delivery, flexible rental terms, and no hidden fees. So go to their website today. You can see all that information. You can find the contact information in the top left corner, 225-612-2477, and always online at TrashRangers.com.
That's right, TrashRangers.com. Whatever it is, reliable waste and sanitation service right here in South Louisiana. So whether it's getting trash picked up from your business, whether it's trash picked up from your home, whatever it is, how about their sanitation department now with portable toilets right there? And guess what? They are number 1 at picking up number 2. Give them a call. Go see them. TrashRangers.com.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Channel 1 song. Let's go.
Channel 1?
Yeah. We talk about this often. We had Channel 1. It was a deal where your school got free TVs if you showed it. It was a news broadcast by like students. And if you accepted it into your school, they gave you a couple free TVs. And if it's free, it's me at Evangel, baby. And this song was a hit. Close them out.
Tickled some nostalgia right there. Yeah. Channel 1.
How about that?
I didn't even recognize it when you said it until you talked about what it was. Yeah, homeroom. Yeah, 7th grade.
Homeroom, yeah.
7th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kids doing the news for some reason.
Go to campusfederal.org. Campusfederal.org is the website for, you guessed it, Campus Federal. And the great thing about what they've got going on when you go to open a checking account, remember, they have so many different options, right? Depending on what option is best for you, where you're currently at right now, they have different checking account options for you in Shreveport, in Baton Rouge, in New Orleans. They've been doing this for over 85 years over at Campus Federal. So go to the website today, campusfederal.org. Honestly, look, we could sit here and we could continue to pull up plays. We could just let it flow and we could give you commentary, but we know the deal. We know what it was, and we know what it's got to do, which is get better. Can it get better? That's the question that you have to ask yourself if you're getting ready for the South Carolina game in 2 weeks. South Carolina, you don't think that they are going to be angry coming into this building? Remember how that game played out a year ago. If they win that game, they go to the college football playoff. They are not going to feel sorry for you. They went out there and they just won an SEC game. They're going to get an opportunity to come in here with some momentum, all right? So the last thing that you can do, and not saying they are, is feel sorry for yourself because of how it's not gone for you offensively. Like, you have to go out there and try to do something. You have to take a long, hard look in the mirror and say, this has got to change. This has to be better. We've got to do A, B, and C, and we've got to get that done during this bye week. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any other way to put it.
Yeah, I think a bye week is coming at a really good time right now. It's a way to, like Michael Jackson once said.
Oh, no.
Got to take a look at the man in the mirror.
That's where you're starting.
And so what does that mean? Well, just watch the film. That's the mirror. Really, the eye in the sky, don't lie. And you got to see Where are the deficiencies? There's on the offense, there's plenty of deficiencies, right? We see them all the time, but you got to figure out the why. Like Jimbo said, why? So why?
It's true though. You got to tell me why.
Why does our left tackle have his eyes wrong or taking the wrong steps? Why is the right guard and the right tackle not getting to the second level? Why are we not reading our first read? Why this? Why that? You could go through that tape, and I can promise you, I can find a poor decision or poor footwork or technique from all 11. And again, I don't say that because I think they're bad. I'm saying that like it happens all the time. Even if you're 5-0 right now, number one team in the country, you can go through the tape and have coaching points for all 11 players on the field. There's something that everyone's doing wrong. Ours are just coming at really inopportune times, and they're really highlighted. So you got to figure out why. Is it what I'm telling them? Is it the coaching points? Is it they're just not listening? Are they just not getting it? Can I tell them the same thing 5 times and they don't get it? But what you have to do is you have to say there from a coaching staff, from a leadership standpoint from the players, what we're doing is not working. It is not good enough. Our expectations are here, and we're playing down here. And so you have to say, this is unacceptable. So you have a whole week here to figure out why. Why is it unacceptable? Why are we not even getting close to sniffing our expectations? And you have to figure that out fast. And then you have to make the adjustments. You have to be a mature enough team. You have to have the leadership. You have to have the coachability. You have to have the coaching. You have to have every piece of the puzzle on that offensive side of the ball. Has to figure out the why and be willing to change. Willingness is the key point. The key word of all this, to be able to change, everybody from the top down has to be willing to change. And when you look at Nussmeier, he's got to be willing and able. Yeah, that's what I don't know if he is, because I watched the film and I can tell you he's not right. I can't tell you for sure. I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you he is not right. So you have to be willing and you have to be able. And if you're not able, then you can't do it.
Right. It's a good question, Jeff, inside the chat. Maybe we can get to it to end hour number 2 here. But to Matt's point, you cannot be sensitive watching this tape. You have to be coach. Coaches have to look in the mirror as well. Everybody has to look in the mirror. And again, coaches, players, everybody involved. You can't be sensitive in watching this tape. You have to look at it and say, that ain't us. And if it is, it's got to get better. It's got to get fixed. And if it doesn't, then it's doomsday.
Yeah, check the ego at the door.
Have to.
When you watch that film.
We've all been through it. I've been through film. Matt's been through film. Tay, Alondra been through situations in sports where you had to check the ego at the door and realize that you had to do something different individually for team success. All right, let's take that last break. More OTB when we come back.
Off the bench.
All right, go to RussellPools.com. Russell Pool Company, truly the one-stop shop. They're going to be there from every step of the process to help you design your pool, to getting your pool built, and then they can be the maintenance for your pool as well. The thing I love to tell you about, because it is factual, they can build your dream pool, not my dream pool, not Flynn's and Alondra's, not Tay-Tay's, your dream pool. And you can see there on the homepage, no two pools are alike. They are going to make sure you have as custom can be. Now, if you're like, I actually like the kidney-shaped pool, that's okay. They can do that as well. They can do whatever that your mind is kind of thinking up for your space, because pool's a big decision, right? And if you make it, you should make that decision with Russell Pool Company.
Yeah, no two pools are the same, but they can be. If you want Beth Torina's pool, you can just say, hey, give me Beth's pool. We'll take it. I want to swim in that. But Russell Pools is the name you think of when you think of quality, when you think of craftsmanship, when the highest end pools, you think of them. So they can turnkey a product. Whatever is in your brain, they can build right there. RussellPools.com.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
All right, welcome back into OTB. Jeff G in the chat says, Hester, do coaches have to approach players differently nowadays with the portal? Hurt feelings equal transfers? Probably so.
Probably.
To your point, which is gross. I don't like that at all.
My old school spirit says, well, they're so sensitive, I don't want them anyway.
You got to you got to be coachable though, man. You have to be. You have to be. somebody that I can, when things aren't going right, I can let you know they're not going right, because that's how we're going to fix them. Now, there's a way to do it. I think Jimbo did it better than anybody, because Jimbo he'd get after you. He'd MF you, but then he'd come to you afterwards. Hey, here's why I did this. Here's why we had to go through this process. Here's what I think of you as a player. And he did a really good job, at least with me. I can't speak for everybody, of explaining why he did it. He was always about the why, and I love that. In any job that you're doing across this country right now, why? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Give me the why, right? Because my least favorite thing about like this profession, I can't run the ball. Okay, well, why? Can't pass protect. Well, tell me why. Can't cover. Well, you got to tell me why. If you're going to have that opinion, and Jimbo taught us that, like, you got to give me the why to what's going on.
Yeah, and even like on national, ESPN national, like they're doing a good job of putting like former player, like people, former coaches, former players, and like experts, they can explain to you why. But anything in life. And if you can't be coachable, it's guys with the wrong DNA. If you have the right DNA, the right upbringing, the right like philosophy on life, you can be coached. You're not perfect. Be coachable.
Hour 3 coming up.
Off the bench.
All right, man, we have been really excited over the last week to have Pala on the show there. And at Pala, they are making major investments in the future of right here in Louisiana. They have a 70,000 square foot fabrication facility, and it is growing with state-of-the-art equipment and a brand new coating service line. These upgrades mean more Louisiana jobs while enhancing our ability to deliver for clients across the United States. For over 52 years, they have built on trust and powered by experience. We say it every single time, and how cool is this? Employee-owned, relationship-driven, and you can learn more at palagroup.com.
That's right, Pala. We're super fired up to be partnered up with them. And like Jake said, they are employee-owned, they're relationship-driven, and they have been building confidence for over 50 years. Pala Group right now. Go see them.